Welcome back to CryptosRus. I'm George. We're all George. What a day. And it only just begun. Today we are experiencing a flash crash. One that we have not seen since the FTX collapse days. It's been a long time. So what exactly is happening right now? Let me try to explain. Welcome, guys. Today, we're off to a horrible start. Last night, I did notice Bitcoin started coming down, but overall, Bitcoin is only down about 4% from yesterday. Not great, but not horrible. But if you go down the list, just like many of you guys, I woke up and I started looking, I'm like, okay, Ethereum is down 6%, not good. BNB down 10%, not good. XRP, which has been very strong recently, down 8%, not good. Then you look at, oh my God, Cardano down 19%, Solana down 21%. And then it gets worse, Polygon down 26%. I don't remember the last time Polygon went down 26%. I don't even think after the FTX collapse, Polygon collapsed 26% in a single day. Something is going on today, and it's not good. I mean, even Avalanche, which was not named as a security recently, down 20%. Sheep, down 18%. Cosmos, 15%. Chainlink, 16%. Even DEXs like Uniswap down double digits, 13%. Someone is dumping today, massively. With the exception of Bitcoin and Ethereum, well, this kind of shows and proves how strong Ethereum is at this point. Even though it's not holding as well as Bitcoin, but it's holding way better than everything else. So on top here, if you guys notice right here, dominance, Bitcoin dominance jumped up by like 3 or 4% today. And ETH dominance went up too by over 20% now. So the big daddies are definitely the ones that are holding the strongest. But you may be wondering, what happened? What happened? Well, this guy happened. We know that. The lawsuits against Binance and Coinbase happened days ago. But what happened since then? Why did all these slide 20+% today? I believe it's due to one company. No one knows exactly, but I believe it's due to one company. And no, not the SEC. Well, yes, they are the cause, but they are not. No, they're the reason, but they're not the cause. Who actually caused it? I believe it has all to do with Robinhood. Because they are the only ones. First of all, Robinhood, they did not get sued. Okay, it was Binance and Coinbase that got sued. Robinhood did not get sued. And both Binance and Coinbase both said they're not delisting anything. They plan on fighting. But guess what? Robinhood, not only did they not get sued, they are proactively delisting Solana, Polygon, and Cardano, right? They're not even trying at this point. So I believe it has to do with Robinhood. Now, there's a lot of speculation about all these big market makers and hedge funds, right, that do business with Robinhood, or I don't know what the connection is, but Robinhood is a lot more ingrained with Wall Street than Coinbase and Binance are. So I think it has to do with this because this came out yesterday afternoon. I tweeted it. Again, could they not at least have waited for SEC to sue them? But they were probably warned, and their lawyers and I'm sure their shareholders are all saying, well, let's go ahead and do this, right? People were speculating, well, maybe they will join in on the fight, but obviously they did not. So look at this one. Everyone who holds Solana, Matic, and Polygon will receive detailed instructions on how to sell and or withdraw their coins. Why not just say withdraw their coins, right? Why are they giving detailed instructions on how to sell? And they listed that first. So again, they're very negative. Very, another reason not to be using Robinhood going forward. A lot of people were already burned by the whole GME thing, said forever, ever, ever, I will not touch Robinhood. And then people kind of forgot about that. And now, you know, this Robinhood just gives a big reason, a huge, gigantic reason why no one ever should use Robinhood again for anything. Not for stocks, not for crypto, not for anything. I'm certain that they are the ones, the cause behind this. I can't prove it, but this has to be it. The liquidations today is massive. If you look at it, over 300 million liquidated in total. So again, when you have 300 million and then you have massive panic caused by Robinhood, I mean, yeah, that's going to cause what we saw today. And here's kind of like a breakdown of what Robinhood itself has, about 1.3 billion in alts. And if you exclude some of these and then you minus and you do some simple math, they have roughly about 600 million. So did they just dump themselves, or did all their retail people dump? Did the hedge funds or money makers that are connected to them dump? Probably. I mean, everyone dumped, it seemed like today, right? On top of a weak market already. So that is, I believe, what happened. It's pretty clear. And here's the thing. If you look at total exchange transaction volumes, right now, it's higher than when FTX collapsed. So you can make an argument that, yeah, right now it's worse than the FTX implosion, which doesn't make a whole lot of sense. FTX implosion was bad, yes, and it came at the worst time for crypto, which was back in November of 2022, right? But despite that, right now, we're seeing more panic on the exchanges than even FTX collapse. So that's just wild if you think about it, real wild, right? Clear Vision said, why didn't they delist SHIB? That's a good question. You know, Robinhood, you know, they delist all the good ones, but then they don't delist like SHIB or Doge, right? Why? Because that's how they make their money. Because most of their trading volume is on Doge and SHIB, not on Solana, Matic, and Cardano. So they obviously don't care about the community, right? And they're just in it to make money, and they're going to protect their bags with Doge and SHIB. And then they're ditching everything else, right? Not like Coinbase, not like Binance. They both are fighting it out as much as they can at this time, right? But that's a good question. That's a good question. Why did they not delist the meme coin? And the meme coins are not doing well either today. They're double-digit losses. I mean, Doge is down 13%. SHIB is down 17%. I believe Pepe is down 25%. So meme coins are not doing much better today too. But here's the thing to remember. You got some legal experts weighing in, and I think most of you guys know this. Just because Gary Gensler declares something does not mean that it is true. Okay? Someone in here said it best. I'm going to see right here. Let me show you. Oh, maybe I skipped it. There was a good quote from one of these guys that I lost. But I'll paraphrase. Basically, he's saying Gary makes accusations, does not make them true. The courts will decide if it's true. He's making accusations based on his own interpretation, right? And that is why Coinbase and Binance are both not doing anything, because they're like, well, basically, you have to prove it, right? You have to prove it, and we're going to fight. We're going to fight to the nail, and we'll see who wins, right? But, I mean, even Congress people, even Congress itself is questioning what Gary is doing these days. I mean, they really don't know. You look at some of these guys, these senators, they're coming out and they're like, we have no idea what Gary's doing. It's the Wild West right now. He's just doing whatever he wants while they're trying to create a framework. The U.S. is trying to create a framework for crypto. They're trying to make it so that, yes, there's regulations, but it doesn't hinder innovation, because we don't want to be the only country out there in the world that has no crypto innovation while everyone else does and then runs wild with it, and we get stuck in the Stone Ages. No one wants to see that happen. That's why a framework is being built. But while that's being built, Gary's just throwing all these accusations around, trying to make it so that there is no innovation. He even said it himself. He does not believe the U.S. needs any cryptocurrencies at all. So, you know, he's basically trying to override Congress, even though he says he's following the laws of Congress, right? No, he's trying to make his own rules right now. It's just a matter of time this guy gets thrown out. But right now, he's causing a whole lot of FUD everywhere. And it's starting to work, because look at what Robinhood just did. Again, Robinhood wasn't even sued yet. Like nowhere. I mean, I don't know, unless they got a Wells notice or something. But no one was mentioning Robinhood with these exchanges. Gary's looking at exchanges specifically, like Kraken and Binance and Coinbase. He may go after Gemini next, right? Crypto.com. He may go after those guys. Robinhood was an afterthought, and they just did this. It's just incredible. You know, as for why Matic is down 26%, worse than even Solana Avalanche, is because you have millions upon millions sent to Binance and Coinbase ahead of the slide. So again, who sent it? No one knows, right? Obviously, big whales could be market makers, could be institutions, right? You got a lot of people that are very panicked right now, and they're just like dumping it all. That's exactly what happened, right? Here's another one, Cumberland. I don't know if they're like a market maker, but they just dumped 9 million in Matic, and yeah, they dumped 14 million Matic everywhere. I mean, so there's a lot of these guys that are just really panicked over what SEC is doing in the U.S. Maybe this is the intent all along from Gary, right? To protect the banks, first of all, protect the banks, protect the Fed, try to pave way for a new CBDC, and protect his job. You see, maybe losing that Ripple lawsuit in the near future, right? So a combination of things. One thing's for certain, he's not looking out for the average consumer. He always claims, I'm looking out for consumers. Today, he probably wrecked more consumers than ever in the history of crypto. If you look at a dollar amount, it's wild. It's wild. You know, but as for Polygon itself, in case you guys are wondering, you know, Polygon is still one of my favorite L2s, L1s, L2s. You know, you still have so much happening. Mark Cuban is going to release his book on Polygon. Polygon's active address and volume is increasing. You got tons of brands that's on top of it and still coming to it. They're growing their gaming ecosystem out. So there's still a lot of goodness on Polygon, despite all the dumping today because of the fear from SEC. Okay. Cardano, same thing. IOG, Charles Hutchinson, everyone in the Cardano community also saying the same thing. We're not a security. We've never been a security, right? And it sucks for Cardano because Cardano is making good inroads recently, getting exciting because of meme coins like SNEC. But now that kind of all gone away again because they are deemed as a security. And it just really sucks. Like the life was just sucked out of it once again, right? Yeah. Yeah, that doesn't look good. Let's skip that. But, you know, here's the thing, okay? I think most of you guys know this. Most of you guys know this. You can't trust the headlines, okay? If you're on CNBC, you're on, I don't know, CNN or Yahoo Finance or whatever major news outlet, or Jim Cramer for that matter, right? Well, they call tops and bottoms, and you do the opposite basically, right? So when Bitcoin is rallying at peak, they will say it's a big day and it's not going to go away. And then you have guys like Jim Cramer that'll say, well, it's looking good. Coinbase to 400, making those kind of calls. But now that things are down, well, now the headlines have changed. And the calls are like, well, it's probably a good time to be quitting. Or crypto is going to go to zero because of SEC. So bottom line is you don't want to trust these headlines. In fact, you want to do the opposite, which is why people say inverse Cramer is the most accurate signal of them all. Because he does this just like how retail investors do it, and just like how the headlines basically fool you, at the wrong opportunities. I don't know how to say that. So what I'm trying to say is, you know what? It may look bad now. Ignore the FUD that's out there and continue to HODL and DCA on, because we have seen bad days. We have always seen bad days during these cycles. They come randomly, sometimes external factors, sometimes macro factors. This is one of those external factors that just came out of the blue. No one could predict this, right? But we have seen it many, many times. We have seen black swan events. We have seen big rug pulls and hacks and collapses. And we have seen attacks like this before also, okay? But Bitcoin and the crypto industry moves forward and never gives up and ignores the FUD and continues on and on and on and on and on. Okay, so stay strong. That's the only thing I could say. And stay focused and focus on the future like this. Again, going all the way back to 2016, 2021, right? Or 2020, I should say. We have seen some bad up and downs. But when you take a step back and zoom out, you realize we're doing just fine. And we will get through this. And we will form a new high, right? And this one is talking about the 20 weekly EMA. And how when Bitcoin touches upon it twice, that's when it's time to rock and roll. That's when it's time to head higher. And we have just touched it twice right now. So are we getting ready for that next leg up? Look at the last two times that happened. Good things happen. Very good things happen, right? And here we are in the cycle, following same thing as before. Basically, it's hard to see, but we're in the purple. And the purple stage, if you look at previous cycles, is right before Bitcoin started heading higher, okay? And the holders' net position continues to go up. Why is this? Because people believe in Bitcoin, does not believe in banks or the central banks out there or the governments looking out for the best interest of the people's finances. Look at what's happening with inflation and everything else that has been going on, right? That's why more and more people are coming into the space. Addresses continue to go sky high. The number of holders increase, and the number of Bitcoins being taken off the exchanges continue to skyrocket. So ultimately, that's what's happening. You got a lot of people that are not going away, and I am not either. All right, guys. Let's do some Q&A. A lively crowd today, of course. Not for good reasons, but a lot of people are tuned in right now. That's great. Josh said it best. Robinhood bends the knee before they even asked. That's exactly what happened. That's exactly what happened. OG says Robinhood never care about the community. They only care about their own interests. They care about themselves. That is true. Matt C had a message retracted. We're all in this together. Shields up. Hold me. I'm scared. That's what I'm here to do. Keep you guys motivated. Keep you guys focused. Right? Not give up. Is Solana going to survive? Yeah. If it survived FTX, it can survive this. I mean, FTX took an absolute beating after FTX collapsed because of the strong ties to FTX and strong ties to SBF. And it still survived. So it will survive this. I've been waiting hours for you. You guys know I stream at 10:30 on Saturdays. It's not like I start later. I don't fear, just pissed off. I think we're all pretty pissed off. I mean, there's nothing, there's no other emotion that really fits the situation right now. Las Vegas spokesmodel, appreciate that. You think Atomic wallet holders will get their crypto back? No. There's no reason that they would. If there was truly a vulnerability and hackers took advantage of it, then no, you're not going to get your money back. Rich, I'm still here, staying strong. Just Ray, new member. Welcome. Wait, no, it's not a new member. It says member for 6 months. Thank you, Ray, for being a member for 6 months. I don't know why it just said that. SoFi and Public delisted a lot of coins too. Yeah, you know, like all these publicly traded companies outside of Coinbase, you know, they just bent their knee, basically. It's like they recognize Gary as sitting on a throne, I guess, and they just bent a knee without even being asked. And that's the problem. Dark Knight, after surviving 2022, I'm numb to the red time to DCA. I mean, that's really, most of you guys watching have lived through 2022. So, of course, we have seen worse days, right? But it just kind of sucks. No one wants to see their alts being decimated by 20% upon waking up, right? I'm sure we will get past this. Like I said, we will. But in the meantime, it just kind of sucks. Even XRP got weak today. Litecoin got weak today. A lot of Litecoin fans will say, well, Litecoin's better than Bitcoin. Well, on a day like this, it proves it's not. Bitcoin is still the big daddy, and no other store of value will ever be close to Bitcoin. But today, it's just everything got absolutely rocked. How did True USD get $2 billion in market cap? I didn't even notice that. I guess Binance started using True USD. That's why. They were a nothing burger before. Yeah, I mean, Aptos. Look at Aptos, down 25%. That's a huge freaking drop. Near Protocol down 15%. The Graph 15%. ApeCoin Down 22%. Today's a bad day. Again, what this proves is Ethereum is definitely much stronger than every other alt out there. I mean, today proves that. It's down 6% versus 20-something% for everything else. Bitcoin and Ethereum, strongest for sure, by far. OG, do you think it's a good idea loading up on ETH? Well, I just got done talking about ETH. Yeah, I would say so. Kareem, thank you. Andres, thank you. Michael, you could Google that. Feeling silly buying ADA at 30 cents? You won't feel silly once ADA turns $3. That's the point of DCA. I've been telling you guys, remember, that 20, 25, 30% in cash so that you can DCA over a long haul or buy the dips. That's why it's important to have cash to be able to do it. I know it's easier said than done, but I think, you know, my new model is basically have cash on the side. You got to have cash on the side. Otherwise, you can't take advantage of the opportunities. Why do I have mixed feelings about Cardano? Because I'm talking to a lot of people that are close to Cardano, and there's a lot of fighting. There's a lot of fighting left and right between different. There's a lot. Let's just say there's a lot of infighting and outfighting, and it doesn't serve them any good right now. Will near protocol, everything will survive the crash. Okay, they're not gonna go away, but it may just take longer for them to recover. Mikkel, did I see your super chat? Yes, I said go Google it. I'm not going to try to explain UTXO on air to you. When we hit 100K, could you do the what walk on stream, Dylan? Just keep in mind, just because this guy declares something as a security does not make it a security. He tried to do that with Library. His reason was just because it's sold in the open market on exchanges, it's a security. No, the courts ruled that's not the case. Just because something is sold on an exchange does not make it a security. Okay? So in order, he's making accusations like Cardano, Solana, Polygon are securities. He has to prove it. Just because he said it doesn't mean that it's true. And he hasn't sued those projects also. He's just going after exchanges right now. So again, yeah. So what the SEC can do is basically try to bankrupt people through, you know, litigation, right? Obviously, for smaller projects, that works. For bigger projects, like, for example, Ripple, has not gone the way he thought it would, right? Matt C, does the risk to reward even make sense on ADA? I'm rotating my BTC into ADA because I would rather make a 25x than a 4x. Is this a terrible move? Yes and no. You can't think about it like that. A lot of people do think the same way. That's why they're all or very heavy into alts. And days like today, they they slap themselves. Okay, because yes, alts traditionally have done better in bull runs, but that's usually like at the very tail end. And there's no guarantee that something like ADA could do a 25x in this next bull run. And days like today, you know, kind of proves why you don't want to be too heavy into alts. So yes and no. That's why you got to be diversified. But I know there's a lot of people that are way, way too heavy into alts, and they get killed on a day like today. Abudallah, I like Trust Wallet. Eli, buy up the discounts. That is correct. DCA hard today. It's a good time. Samuel says XRP lawsuit win coming in 2 weeks. Well, he said that about 2 weeks ago, but it's about time. I think it could happen by the end of the month or maybe early July, and that will definitely change things. If the Ripple case concludes and Ripple wins definitively on all charges, it's going to set SEC back a lot. And I think it may, you know, it may cause some companies like Robinhood to grow a backbone afterwards. I think right now there's too many companies that don't think they want to risk it because they think the SEC can't possibly lose, right? But Coinbase says they will win. They're going to fight. And Ripple is fighting already. If Ripple wins, that's going to set precedent for a lot of future wins in the future. Joey, how long do you think the before on and off ramps return? I don't know. These banks are scared, and also they may be enjoying this because, you know, Gary has given them an excuse not to work with crypto exchanges, because they know crypto exchanges and crypto in general will put them out of business someday. What happened to legislation to remove Gary? I don't know. I don't know where it was proposed. Who proposed it? Tom Emerson? Yeah, to remove the position. Congress doesn't have the power to remove Gary himself, but they have the power to remove his position and replace it with some other position, but I don't know where that went. Everyone was so focused on that debt ceiling, so they're probably not worried about it. But now they have free time. I mean, no one knows. Gary's like a wild dog right now. No one knows what his next move is. Crypto for everyone. I appreciate that. Member for 16 months. Thank you. That's what I do. Keep you guys focused. Last chance for XRP. Well, yeah, today sucks. You have a right to be angry. Angry at the situation. Angry at Robinhood. Angry at Gary Gensler. Right? Angry at the dumpers. Okay? But you know what? We will get through this, guys. We have seen worse times. 2022 was much worse. We have seen way worse times than now. And we will get through it. We will get through it. Okay? We always do. And we will this time around too. It just may take a little bit longer. But this is what it looks like over time. No matter how many bad things happen externally, from a macro perspective, from a FUD level, right? Bitcoin and crypto continues to move forward, innovate, and grow to higher heights. It always has and always will. All right, that's it. Smash it a like, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you guys the same time tomorrow, 10:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. All right? Have a good one, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.